Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Happy last day of the lighting challenge for this go around. Yeah, make sure you guys are getting those posted to the channel, the lighting challenge final submission. Get them up by midnight Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, if you have animation, great. If you have stills, great. Throw up your reference, throw up any work in progress, throw up anything you want. I want to see it all. We'll probably make the announcement. Today's Wednesday, probably Friday. I want to take tomorrow to kind of look through everything. Yeah, and but for now, let's hit some last minute notes on the robot sequence, and then we've got, ironically enough, another robot fight here. So this is the previous version, and Steph did an updated version based on some notes from myself a while ago, and then from Francesco. So you can see here from the update, just a new color scheme, a new setup, and really I just like overall, like for the duration of like how long this is and how much you were able to get done, I'll let this play out, but I think overall this looks really, really cool. We talked about kind of setting up the color schemes to allow them to be rivals, like one coming from this like goldish area and one coming from like more the reddish side, and then combining here in the middle in kind of a neutral ground where they combine, and then going over to play this. I love these last two shots, like the glow of the video game onto these characters looks so good, and especially right there, like they look great right there. I would just, on this shot, I was surprised there wasn't more, like I'm surprised it wasn't ramping up a little bit more quickly. So I don't know how possible that is, but like I would just want to see it start to like it kind of kicks in there at the end, and that might just be like like you mentioned, like waiting for some frames to render. That might be that, but just getting a little more of that light on them. But yeah, I'll open it up to anybody else with any other thoughts. But I mean,
I've worked before.
Good.
I know what like he's going through. Like I haven't done anything fully like he has, but I've worked on this ink through the Unreal Store.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of it is like the way it looks, everything's set up. It's kind of set the way he did. He did a relight of it, and it's quite difficult if you're first starting out.
Yeah.
So
well, and one other thing I just noticed, and this was just like a third time through, was the ground shadows here. If we could get some contact shadow on the ground, I don't know. If
that's what I was gonna suggest.
I stole it from your brain. I got it.
You did.
Sorry, I just talked too much and didn't let you say it fast enough. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, those are all little things, but from this is very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, any other thoughts before we move on? All right, good job on this stuff. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna start here with Kat. So Kat was kind enough to provide, let's see, the top-down lighting in one layer, and this red light in another layer. And so I just kind of wanted to take a look at just that, because I felt like we were getting a little bit too complex. And when you combine them, like the structure of just those, it's really good. It's a great start. The things that I would do from here, I think, just like seeing how this is playing out, I think I actually want to push the overhead light just a little bit stronger. My gut when I first saw this was to that we would want to actually make the red light more apparent, but what's actually happening is this is providing such a nice structure of focus for us to really get us in the center with the character, that I kind of want to lean into that a little bit more. And then the other thing, there's not enough value here in the red to get it, so I think the only thing that I would do additionally to the lighting is add a little bit of red rim light on the back side of her on either side, just to kind of rim her up so she's influenced by that red light. And then additionally, maybe a light, it might be a red card reflecting, but just getting some red specular highlights in some especially this foreground stuff, but maybe a little bit because like we can pretend like there's more of those red lights behind us. and just
Right, yeah.
but like not, but we don't want it to be, we don't want very other than like this, we don't want much more like total. We don't want a lot more light. We just want a little bit like a little hits of red to kind of get some shaping in there, because this in itself is looking good.
Yeah, I think I had maybe I didn't. I thought I had a bounce card on this one, but maybe I didn't. Okay, yeah, I'm working on making the putting the red rims on her and stuff right now. So I'm gonna try to get something rendered up for midnight tonight. Something. So
Okay.
I'm working on it.
If not, your
demo.
I would say is your demo reel doesn't care if it's done by midnight. It's okay.
I know, but I want to try to get something up for tonight, just because.
Yeah.
But what I did is I actually took the new version and I'm making those lights because I kind of like how there's a few more of the sconce lights with the newer version. So I'm making those lights look like these lights, and then I'm putting rims on her, and I'll make the top light a little brighter.
Cool. Yeah.
So
but
I'm trying to make it like hybrid between the two.
But definitely keep, like I said, the structure is there. Don't just be careful not to add too much to like brighten up some of these other areas, and we start to break down like the core. You know what I mean? Okay. So, all right, cool. Okay. And I meant to. Oh, and here's some reference images from Steph too. This was, just like the super bright neon, super colorful. It's all color, man. Did such a good job.
Right.
Really cool stuff. All right, let's go into Andre because we'll go Andre and then we'll go back to the beginning because Andre, you are present, and then we'll get well. I'll tell you what, we'll do Andre, then we'll do Brenda, and then okay. So overall, yeah, I think it looks good. Very cool. I just think that we can. I think you can do a pass in the comp where we just add a little bit more of a diffusion-y glow. It looks actually pretty good on the last frame, but I think we can use a little bit more throughout. And actually, in this shot, probably go a little bit brighter. Kind of glow it up a little bit. Something kind of like that. So I think you can go a little bit brighter overall, like that. And this would just be like a comp tweak, and then add a little bit of extra sauce, a little extra diffusion on the top of the lens. Just because like there's so many bright elements, it would just kind of create a little bit of a wash on it. All right. But yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like, and then we'll submit, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to. Well, I'll try to render a tiny, small video, but it'll probably be just frames.
That's fine. Like I said, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
so
cool.
Don't break your back on that. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Brenda. Overall, the color scheme, everything is looking really good. I think we might. I was looking like just kind of in this region here. I would maybe try running an ambient occlusion pass just to get a little bit more contact shadow in there. Just because it feels a little lifted just in there. But everything else is looking so nice. And then the last thing is I would almost... This like lens flare-y thing that's right there. It almost distracts from the butterfly itself. Like it almost occludes that there's a butterfly there because it's kind of on top of it. I would, maybe just try a version without it.
Okay.
Because I think it may actually be, it may actually just be doing more damage than good. But everything else is looking really nice. If you could, if possible, on these like grates. So I'm just looking at these and they're a little flat. Like if there's a way to get more of like a displacement or a height or a bump or something on these things. If not, you can. I was gonna say you could possibly remove that pattern and just have it be like a solid cast metal, but no. Just if you can't, then just leave it as is.
Yeah, no, I think I can do it because it has a bump, but it doesn't actually have displacement. So maybe I think that could help.
Yeah, just a little bit, because there's something about the angle that we're looking at it that you can see that it's not that those aren't causing a bumpiness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on this one?
One thing that I was even from yesterday that when I was looking at, I was having. It took me a while to realize that the thing with the butterfly was actually its right arm, and I think that maybe because the pink on the right arm is a lot more bluish than the pink on the robot itself. So maybe getting that more into the same color as the robot.
There's also something going on right there too. Yeah, I totally agree that it's like the dark points on the arm are a little bit, it's strange, are more lifted than the dark points on the face. Like what's going on inside there is very dark, and then this is a little bit more lifted. So I'm wondering if having some more darker elements in there might help that.
Okay, I'll check that.
But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, because you don't see it connect the same way you see this side, and the way that the way that it lines up. But yeah, now, how you feeling about it? You like it?
Yes, I think so. I like it.
Good.
I think great.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, let's hop over into, we'll do Ayako, and then we'll go back to Abhishek. So this is the previous version. This is the update. Like the color changes. I like the getting some more hits on these foreground elements. I think it would be cool. So one of the things that I was feeling about I was looking at. I'm going to start with the environment first. One thing is these street lamps feel kind of in between being on and off. Like they look a little bit too ambient to be off, and definitely not bright enough to be on. I mean, my guess is that they're supposed to be off, and if that's the case, then I would just tone them down and make them darker. The other thing that I was looking at was, if you look at buildings like in a city, there's surprisingly more spec hits than you would be expecting. Like even the brick gets a little bit moist and has some specular highlights to it. The windows, all these metal components, there'll be air conditioners hanging out, there'll be vents picking up, there'll be like all kinds of crazy stuff. So you may just want to see if you can't get a little bit of a glancing specularity on there. And then watch out, it looks like the base of the street lamp may not have materials on it. We'll just look into that. And okay, and then in terms of the character, I love the position of the sun. I think that's going to play out really well over the course of the shot. I would just expect a little bit more warmth from that warm of a sun on everything. Actually, more than just on the character, on the scene too. But yeah, I think other than that, it's looking like the structure. Like again, structurally, it's looking really good. It's really impressive. You got it into this scene with the lights and everything. And same thing. I would say this with the police lights. They also are on that line between on and off, where you can see like kind of a bright bulb underneath it, but I'm not seeing any of the because police lights are really bright, and you're just not seeing any of that spill on it, but then there's like these bright areas in the middle. So I would just take it more one way or the other.
Yeah, and also the police lights, they never rotate on the same
right. Yeah, like they're like it's either like they're
right,
they
and
go
some
like
of
this.
the other way.
Yeah, yes, and then there's also like when modern police cars have their lights on, it's not just what's going on up here. It's also like these lights flash, like the headlights, the indicators, the fog lights, like everything kind of blah, 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 blah. Like it's a chaotic scene, man, and it's So if you do, yeah, if you do have that on, again, just consider some of the other lights that can be utilized too. All right, let's hop over into Abhishek's. So you're making a lot of progress in a short period of time, and that's very cool. I like the darkening on the screen left side. I just think overall we need to push some more light, especially probably more so in this foreground. Like more into like that type of range. Something like that to get him to pop out, pop forward a little bit more, and then turn down the saturation here. Yeah, I think once you start getting into that realm, it's gonna be looking really cool. If you haven't already, I would go ahead and take this into the comp from here. I think you're far enough along that you can start playing in there. We were just having this conversation on the thread about Jordan was talking about this. You know, like when you know to be done with lighting and move into comp. And in reality, there isn't. It's not a one-way move. It's like you light it till you get to a point where you're starting to feel comfortable with it. Then stop, move it into the comp, break out your layers, get all that set up. And then build the composite and add any look dev stuff in there, and then once you have that, you'll be like, okay, now what do I need to change? And then you determine whether or not you can do that in the comp or in the render, and then you go back to the render and you update that. Or if you just have enough time, go back into the render and try and fix it to make it look good. Because the reason why I say that is the things that are standing out to me right now the most are like, again, that television screen, but you haven't had a chance to really go through that. And some of the other elements that are more comp based and not lighting based. So I think it's time to move on for that. All right, I think that's everybody. Did I miss anything? Anybody need anything else? We're good. Remember, get your stuff posted today, and very much looking forward to that. Probably tomorrow morning we'll announce the next. Tomorrow I'll announce the next lighting challenge. So be on the lookout for that. It will not be animated. We'll give you guys a break for the month of July. Let people enjoy some holidays and stuff. And this just came up too, and I'll reiterate this more. Monday is a holiday. Technically, it's a bank holiday, so we're going to be taking the day off here. All of our kids are out of school, so we will be busy with that. So no critiques on Monday, but I will be here the rest of the week. Get the submissions, and we will announce the winner on Friday. All right, guys. Thanks
Thank you.
Thanks, Andre. Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Brenda. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay,
Bye.
All right, bye.